Hello, this is Charlotte Piper from DragonflyOracle.com, and I'm here in this beautiful setting today for a very, very special. I say that every week, but it is very special every week because of who I am blessed to interview. And this is a very special Guru Tuesday. Today, I am interviewing Mr. Tommy Nahulu, who I've affectionately referred to as the Guru Nahulu, just because it's fun. It's a nice little tongue twister. And
Yes.
Tommy is a local, and he's local, but he's left pieces of himself all over the United States, so to speak. And he is a muralist and a painter and just overall an extraordinary human being that has, don't shake your head, you know it's true, that has left a mark on, quite literally left a mark on the sides of buildings all over the United States and in people's homes and in people's hearts. So with that, I wanted to just give Tommy a couple of moments to talk about himself, which is always fun. Like whenever you have to fill out one of those about me profiles, you're like, what do I say?
Yeah.
And
Well, it's good to know who you're talking to.
Let's hear about some of the events that you may have coming up locally. We are in Colorado, of course, and we'll get moving on finding out more about the Guru Nahulu.
Well, as far as things coming up, one, I guess in particular, is coming up this Saturday. This Saturday at the Capitol Hill Community Center, which is at the north end of Cheatham Park. I do paint parties called Mona Lisa's and Mad Splatters, and my next one is a brunch one from 11 to 1 on Saturday. Oh, we're getting sprinkled on. Oh, we got a new sprinkler right here.
Nice. Okay.
We may have to move even more because we are getting wet.
Okay. Wow, yes, it's always a party when we go live. Yes. Oh, wow.
Oh, that's an even closer and bigger
Yes, we didn't anticipate that, folks. So sorry. We're just going to have to
Did not anticipate that one.
Okay. So, tell us more about Mona Lisa and Mad Splatters while I get a
Mona Lisa's and Mad Splatters is, a paint and sip paint party where I set up easels and everyone paint stuff, and I kind of guide them through putting together their own painting. And I got, it's been an idea that friends of mine have told me about, and I've kind of watched a lot of operations do their thing, and I always felt that there was something different that I wanted to offer that, so I created my own. And so far it's been going really well, and it's been a lot of fun, and I love connecting with people through art. And the paint parties, Mona Lisa's and Mad Splatters, is a great way for me to connect with people, friends of all ages, and all skill levels. I mean, you don't even have to know how to paint and have a good time at Mona Lisa's. We're getting set up and wiping our table down here.
So sorry, folks.
Yeah.
This is the beauty of going live. Sometimes you have surprises that happen.
And this is how our friend here keeps her yard so beautiful.
So beautiful.
With the sprinkler system.
So, we didn't anticipate that kind of thing, but anyway, so here we are, and we are doing this live.
It is live, isn't it?
And so you had events that you announced.
Talked about real quick, yeah.
And
This Saturday, brunch, 11 to 1, August 20th, and it's a paint party at Capitol Hill Community Center, north end of Cheatham Park. You can find out more about that on my webpage, on my Facebook page, Tommy Nahulu, and I can pass on that info for any of you who are interested.
Yeah, and we're going to include information on how to get a hold of Tommy at the end of this broadcast, and also in the information section underneath the video on YouTube, and also on the website at dragonflyoracle.com, associated to this broadcast. I have a couple of special announcements of my own, just a couple of reminders, and then we will delve into the life and times of Tommy. So with respect to what is going on with me. There's 100 million things, but they're all very exciting. Currently, I have partnered, so to speak, with Authentic You Media, so I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Miss Michelle Arbow, if you're watching. Thank you so much. And recently, a class of mine went live on the Authentic You Academy. It's called Be Your Own Guru, and this is a self-paced course to help you address any paradigms that may be holding you back, and basically plant a new garden of ideas to experience a life like Tommy's, where you are tapped into your true north. And so that class is live on AuthenticYouMedia.com now. It's called Be Your Own Guru. You can go check that out. You can also enroll on my website, dragonflyoracle.com. In addition, I am completing a manuscript for, if you don't necessarily want to take the class, but you want to, people learn in different ways. I'm completing a manuscript for publication mid-September. An exact date has not been determined yet, but as soon as we have an exact date, we will let you know, of course, for the Be Your Own Guru book. And so it's going to be something that you can carry with you and you can read, and there will be some little exercises in the book to support your growth as you become your own guru. So those are some exciting things. I'm also in the midst of doing some really special stuff with a local musician. Her name is Melissa Ivy. Shout out to you. Where she's also a very good friend of Tommy's, and through Tommy I met her. And we are working on some really, really cool stuff together. And you can check out all those updates by visiting mzivey.com. And that's kind of a synopsis of what's going on with me. I have a whole bunch of other stuff, but I don't want to take too much of your time, kind sir. And with that, I do have some questions for you, just so that we can share the Tommy love with everybody out there on the internet. And Tommy has a lot of love to give, so don't worry. He doesn't ever spread it too thin, I don't think. I don't know. Anyway, so the first thing that I wanted to share or know or ask you for the benefit of the audience is when you first discovered your love of art.
I first discovered my love of art through my mother when I was young. I believe I was in first grade, maybe even kindergarten. I think it was first grade. My mother was a school teacher, and where most teachers ordered out for their decorations for their classrooms, my mother made her own.
Oh.
And I took some friends by my mother's class once, and they were extremely impressed with how cool and original and personal the artwork was, as simple as decorations as they were, like Santa Clauses and stuff. And it was just kind of cool that it touched people. Simple little decorations were touching people, and my mother had created it on her own through her own imagination, and I think that's where I picked up my love for it. And it was through that I started to seek out other cool artworks, and my mother would share other art all over the place, and stuck with me. Just that little tiny spark of interest in its beauty and its storytelling or its message was always something that stuck with me.
So it's safe to say that maybe you got the seed real early.
Yeah.
And that's lovely. I love parents who encourage their children to follow their star.
Yeah.
So thanks to Mom on that.
Yes.
For sure.
Thanks, Mom.
I mean, because if that had not happened, we wouldn't have, Jack Kerouac on the side of what building is that?
Fork and Spoon.
The Fork and Spoon. We wouldn't have been able to enjoy Johnny Cash for so long on the side of Bender's. It's no longer there, but it was there for a long time.
Yeah, all of that came from that little spark.
Yeah.
Lots of other things.
Yes. What began as an idea or a seed.
Yeah.
So what about making art inspires you the most, Tommy?
Connecting with people. I like the storytelling element. I like to share what's going on around me, what's affecting me in the world. what touches people. I like to continue sharing um, that with people. I like to not necessarily lecture or spread too much message out there, but through the entertaining form of art as well. Art is always a very um, interesting thing for people to be attracted to first, and then to bring on their own thought about that image or uh, what you're trying to convey in whatever art form. Most of mine have been murals, um, and I like to share a personal story. I like to share a story through my personal understanding of it in most of my murals. And some of it is very simple, like just an image, or it could be words in it that I like to share that image with. But um, all the way back to the cave dwellings, they were images that told a story, that shared one's personal experience on the planet. And I think that is the foundation of what my love for art and sharing it is.
Excellent. So
Yeah.
sharing stories,
Yeah.
telling stories through pictures,
Things
through
that
paint.
kind of hopefully relate to people, and things that I hope inspire people, things that I hope bring people together, to helping each other. That would be a great goal of mine, is to create art that inspires and encourages people to help each other, make the world a better place, make their community a better place. It's a big world with a lot of different people with their own thoughts, and I'm just one of these billions of people who have his own story that I just want to um, share. And I'm continually meeting great people, doing great things, and I want to um, be able to share their stories as well, especially when and where it contributes again to making the world a better place.
That's beautiful. It's beautiful. So inspiration through paint.
Yeah.
So could you explain a little bit about how your creative process works?
My creative process. It's kind of all over the place. A lot of my inspiration comes from life experiences, simple life experiences. Comes from music. A lot of it comes from music. Um, I would say most of my experiences come from a personal place. And again, it's things that I see around me, are affected by around me, and music that stirs me. I feel a great connection to not only artists who have a unique ability to reach people and touch people, but also to people themselves. It can be a homeless person that touches me in a way that inspires me to share that story. Um, People all over the place. I definitely, through art, feel some kind of connectivity to humanity in a way that art has been the way for me to communicate things. And people see and read things differently. Even just talking to people, you can say one thing, but there's a many ways to listen to what you're saying. And art is kind of the same way. And through my images, I like to um, present something in a way that brings more of an understanding of what I'm trying to say through it, whether it's images of old Hawaii that inspires me, images of musicians and their music that inspire me, whatever it is. It's again my way of turning people on to better things in life, um, more cheerful things. I'm definitely, if you want to say, guilty of painting or drawing happier things that are more positive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a real doom and gloom kind of illustrator or artist or painter. I more like to do cheerful things that inspire, things that um, are things that I see around us that are beautiful, significant, worth sharing.
Well, I think that it's inspiring in and of itself, Tommy. At least for me, I'm probably just speaking for myself, but I may be speaking for others who know you and are familiar with your art. That it's just inspiring to see somebody that's in their element, the way that you are, and I don't know, it encourages me to go after the things that I am passionate about in my life, because by example, Tommy, whether you know it or not, you are kind of like setting that precedent, and that's why Tommy's on Guru Tuesday. And so I just wanted to take a pause because I forgot at the beginning of the broadcast to say this. Anybody who has any questions for Tommy can go to dragonflyoracle.com to where this is being broadcasted live, and you can leave a comment in the comment section on the website. And if we have any questions at the end of the broadcast here, we will address those questions.
Yes, ask away.
And then we'll also include contact information on how to get a hold of Tommy directly should you want to commission him for some work, or you have questions about any of the events or anything else that is Guru Nahulu. So with that, you kind of talked about what your creative process looks like. How did you, what inspired you to actually get into teaching art? Because like previously you were creating it, and now through the Mona Lisa Mad Splatters, you're kind of guiding people in the way of how to paint.
Yeah, it's not so much teaching, it's more sharing my personal experience, and a lot of what I know I learned myself, and I think it's through what I learned and how I learned it that I like to continue that process.
Mm-hmm.
I thank people all the way back to my mother. I had two great high school art teachers. I have a lot of friends who are artists, musicians, artists, poets, who in their own way teach me, and through that process I feel like we grow when we share what we know, and I think that teaching part comes from that.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from the fact that my family are made up of a lot of teachers,
Mm-hmm.
my sister, my mother, my dad, my grandparents, teachers, I think through that as well we become a better community, society, humanity, the more we're able to teach each other how things are done, and hopefully with the right heart in mind to make the world a better place. There's a lot of people learning things the wrong way, and I just want to be one of those forces out there that teach people what I believe is the right way by being kind and loving and helping, serving each other. There's a lot of things there that I think are missed, and I just want to try to continue focusing on that. And art seems to be like musicians. I see them reaching people in a way that is unlike anything else on the planet.
Yeah.
And as an artist, I kind of missed the musician's boat. Maybe I wasn't born to be a musician, but I love that I feel connected to the artistic part in a way where I can contribute that same message or storytelling through images, through art.
Well, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And that actually is a good segue into my next question for you.
Mm-hmm.
You have been, as long as I've known you, and before then, very, very active and influential in the local music scene and beyond, because you did spend some time in Maui, where you were active there as well in the scene, in the music scene. But can you tell me what other types of art influence your process, such as music or literature, and why?
Music definitely had a place in my love for art and communicating. It was in the early 70s. I picked up on singer-songwriters and loved their craft of storytelling through very poetic lyrics and their music. I was drawn to their music and stayed with the words that they were talking and saying. And I think it was through that I found, I seeked a way, it helped me seek a way to communicate that through art visually as opposed to sonically. So I was looking for a way to kind of write my song visually, through images, through whether it was colors or not colors. But there's different ways of writing my song in pictures, through painting and through drawing. So I think that's what kind of it all came from, and music was was a big part of it. And it's funny what you wrote in the piece that introduced the Guru Tuesday, that I went around taking pictures. It looked like it was more like I was going around taking pictures of people, which I was, because I liked showing how many people were out in the music scene, enjoying it, and that it was a scene. But I kind of got into the music scene in a way where my personal love for what I was hearing and what I was drawn to was not getting the attention I felt it deserved. So I went out to take pictures of bands and artists and songwriters that I felt was deserving of attention. And so I started taking pictures of them, and then more people came out. I started taking pictures of them and their excitement of being in the music scene, and that's how that all kind of started there.
Mm-hmm. In the Denver, the local music scene in Denver is pretty spectacular. I mean, as we mentioned earlier, we are both very good friends with a really remarkable singer-songwriter, and she is one example of several
Yeah.
extremely talented local musicians. So if you come to Colorado for anything, come for the local music, and you can hit Tommy up and let him, and he'll let you know where to go. Or me.
I definitely feel blessed to know a lot of very creative musicians in Colorado.
Not just creative, but very talented.
Talented, skilled.
Centered in their guru-ness.
Yeah. Many. And
yeah.
if I can drop some names,
yes,
without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Nina Story has been one that has really made me feel like I've had a great quality of life with being involved in the creative process and the music and my love and joy of music and singer-songwriters. Nina Story, I mean, the list could go on. Angie Stevens, many. Big Head Todd was a huge influence in my being part of the music, wanting to be involved in the music scene. My friend Shauna Stricker and her band Western Vogue was really how I got personally involved in the music scene when she asked me to help her manage her band. And it was from then on that I saw how women in music were being treated versus men in music, and it got me really involved in wanting to support women in music here. And through that I found an amazing pool of talent in Colorado, and
it's just an amazing community overall. Yeah. I mean, like, the music scene here is so closely knit that it's almost incestuous in a way, but
it's beautiful.
Whenever like one of our musicians is in need, it seems like the other musicians are willing to lay down their ego and step up, and I've seen several examples of that since.
Well, just the other day, listen to Melissa. It was just, I love being here and being part of a scene that brings me to moments like that where we could hear new songs from her.
Absolutely.
And that was just beautiful.
Indeed, I agree. Melissa Ivy is she's doing something really special here in Colorado, where it's off the beaten path, so to speak, but she is currently booking live in-house concerts. So it's an intimate venue, your house, and house concerts. And it's a, I don't know that it's necessarily a newer concept, but I really enjoy these, and they are really special for the simple fact that it's something that you would never ever experience like at a nightclub or a bar or anything else, because it can be very off the cuff and very
intimate. I love the intimacy factor.
Right. Just gathered around the table, and everybody brings an instrument and kind of contributes a little bit. But with that in mind, let's steer the boat back on course here. We kind of went off on a tangent of our love of the local music scene, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
But I want to hear about some of your favorite mural projects. I know that you've had.
Oh, I have so many. I know that we're only limited on time, so I'll go through them pretty quickly. And again, you have a chance if you want to contact me through my Facebook page, Tommy Kawi Nahulu, or email me at bluenahuluart@gmail.com. Either way, I'd love to continue the dialogue or answer any questions you might have about what we're bringing up, because I could talk a half hour on each one of these projects and many other things. But my favorite project maybe started in high school, where I did my first mural at East High School. Did a really big two-panel mural with 3 other artists in my art class, and they ended up being in the hanging up in the main office for I think 5 years. That was my first one. I got to show off the school and people who were doing great things in the school, and it was a lot of fun. My next big one after that was probably for the restaurant I worked at for years, called Rick's Cafe in Cherry Creek, and it was kind of more of my love for Colorado and the outdoors, and I got to throw in fellow or friends of mine and coworkers, and it was kind of a fun one that ended up behind our patio bar. That was a special one. And all the way till today, one of my big-time favorite projects is a thing called student mural workshops, where I go to schools. It started out with schools that have a lack in their art programs because of the lack of funds to build a good art program, and I would go in and put together murals for their school that I would paint with part of the student body or the entire student body. Started at Place Middle School. We did one for their cafeteria, which is still up 22 years later. And then we just celebrated the 20th anniversary of Mark Twain Elementary in Littleton here. Beautiful 2 big murals in their library. And the last one I did was in Lahaina on Maui at King Kamehameha III Elementary, which was a very special one because it was about a special king to Hawaii in Hawaii's history. And I got to do it with kids who were learning about their Hawaiian history and the culture and everything. And it was a very special project, and one I love because it's on Maui, for one.
Yeah.
Also. But yeah, I love those projects. That's a very important project to me, and one that I love. Of all the mural projects I have, student mural projects is the big one.
Excellent. So that's actually goes along with what I wanted to know about how important it is to have art programs in the schools. Is that something that drives you? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, and that goes with the mural project. Is when I found out that there were schools that didn't have art, I couldn't believe it at first, and then when I found out that it was true, I wanted to find a way to do art for schools that didn't have art programs or a lack of it. And yeah, art to me is important in school, especially the elementary process where kids are just learning and getting involved into the school scenario. And you know, for me, art class is not really about becoming an artist. It's the one part of the whole educational process that allows kids to feel like they're part of understanding things and being involved in things, and their expression comes out easier in art than anything else. And for me, art is a good way to connect with who they are and what they're made of. If a child is a great mathematician, this is an easier way to connect with the mathematician in him when he can create and develop something on his palette or on his canvas and see that something that he's done is beautiful or important, or he can see something come out of him that he can visualize, and it can end up making him a better mathematician, better scientist, whatever you are. Art is a good way to unlock those things inside of every child, and I think art is definitely an important part of our educational process.
Yeah, I completely agree, because I mean, I can say that from my own personal experience, having an artist as a child, as a child, my daughter, she did a lot better in school when she was involved in drama class, and then her school cut the drama program, and she struggled with school because she didn't, you know, some kids need, everybody learns differently. Some kids need a creative outlet, and art does actually, believe it or not, promote critical thinking.
Yeah.
And so let's see. You talked about some of your local events. Is there anything else in particular that you wanted to announce with respect to anything major coming up for you over the next, month, 2 months, 6 months?
Oh,
You don't have it
not really.
planned out
My
that.
paint parties, they happen twice a month, and if you're that interested in what I'm doing in the paint parties, you're welcome to call me, and I'm happy to be available for private paint parties, birthday parties, anything like that. But I hold two, one at night on Tuesday nights. Typically, it's the first Tuesday night of the month at City Grill, and it's a 2-hour thing from
in Denver.
6 to 8 in Denver, block from the state capitol. And then I'm doing every third Saturday, I'm doing the brunch one from 11 to 1.
Excellent. And by the way, Tommy is available if you want to book him and fly him out for paint parties. You can do Mona Lisa's matte splatters in any city in the United States. So if you want to get in contact with Tommy to book something like that, or if you need a mural painted on your fence or your garage or your wall or your commercial building, Tommy is available for that too.
Yeah, a lot of those things are on Blue Nahulu Art on
Yes.
Facebook, and you can kind of see all the different things that I'm involved with, and they're all creative projects, and they're all fun, and I'm one of a million artists out there. I know that. I just, I love it enough to continue doing it, and happy to share what I know with everyone.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Excellent. And so, again, I will include information on how to get a hold of Tommy in the information section below this video if you're watching on YouTube, and then also on my website underneath this post at dragonflyoracle.com. And I just actually looked to see if we have any questions. I don't think that we do. Yeah, no questions on the website, which is okay. It means you did a good job explaining what it is that you're doing. And if any questions do come up, of course, we'll have contact information for them to follow up with you directly. Sound good?
Yeah.
Well, thank you, sir, for taking your time and joining me.
My pleasure. Thank you. This was really cool.
Really super impromptu. Had to move space so we didn't get sprinkled on.
Yeah. No, I am very grateful for the chance to talk to your audience and share what I love to do.
I'm very grateful for you taking the time to do that. And this is the first time I've actually done a Guru Tuesday broadcast where we were in the same space together. So that was a nice experience for me. And otherwise, I want to thank everybody out there that's watching or viewing either now or in the future for your time. And, go Google Tommy Nahulu, Nahulu, and you're going to see...
Any questions you have, happy to answer them.
Yeah, and you're going to see all his beautiful artwork when you Google, and I know that because I've done it.
You have one more... How much more time do we have? We're over time, huh?
Yeah, we are going to wrap it up here, and otherwise, I hope that everybody out there viewing has a beautiful, lovely day, and we'll be back next Tuesday with another special guru. Let me see if I can find out who that is right now. Let's see. Next Tuesday, we are going to be talking to Tara Candace, who is she is out in California, and she is a spiritual intuitive, and she speaks to our loved ones that have passed over. So that'll be fun and completely different from this, but it'll be great, and so excited. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for your time today. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and brightest blessings.
Aloha. Be kind.
Yep. Take care. Bye-bye.